Hi, why was it such a big deal that Lazarus was dead for 4 days before he got raised by Jesus? Let's get into it. So I'll just read the passage in John 11, and then we'll discuss it a little bit. John 11:38. Then Jesus, again groaning in himself, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay against it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of him who was dead, said to him, "Lord, by this time there's a stench, for he has been dead 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not say to you that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God?" Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead man was lying. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. And I know that you always hear me. But because of the people who are standing by, I've said this, that they may believe that you sent me." Now, when he had said these things, he cried out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth." And he who had died came out, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was wrapped in a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Loose him and let him go." Then many of the Jews who'd come to Mary and had seen the things that Jesus did believed in him. Okay, basically what this is saying is Lazarus was dead for 4 days. Why is this important? Well, in the Talmud, which is the rabbis or the Jewish interpretation of the Bible, of the Torah principally, but also of other parts of the Old Testament. So in the Talmud, which is written by learned rabbis and respected people, but in the Talmud it says that they believe that the soul of a person or their spirit stays around the body of the person for 3 days and 3 nights. So if it's longer than that period, then they see it as a true miracle of God, because it's not possible, because the soul has gone. So that's why it was such a big deal that Lazarus was dead for 4 days. Another thing I think is a little bit interesting is that Jesus, whenever he goes towards, it would have been a tomb in a cave somewhere, but there probably would have been, they often had these places where there would have been lots of probably dead tombs and tombs around. I think, personally, I don't know, but I think personally Jesus had to say, "Lazarus, come out," because there was such a command and there was such Jesus was saying this, the resurrection and the life is calling forth, that maybe there might have been a lot more people than Lazarus that would have come out of those tombs. And also, I think a little bit of something which kind of hints at this is the piece in Matthew where it says that whenever Jesus was resurrected, that many of the saints were also resurrected at that time and appeared to family in Jerusalem. Anyway, but I thought that was interesting that it says in the Talmud that they believe that the spirit or the soul of the person stays around for 3 days and 3 nights. And that's why it was so amazing and such a miracle, and why the Jews believed after he was raised on the 4th day. And of course, this is also very interesting because it emphasizes the resurrection. Because I believe that Jesus died on a Wednesday afternoon. And so he would have risen again late on a Saturday or early Sunday morning. And what that means is he also was in a tomb for more than 3 days and more than 3 nights, which means that the Jews would have said, yes, that's a true miracle from God. Besides the fact that it was Jesus, of course, as well. Okay, thanks. That's all for today. Leave your comments. Let me know. Thanks. Bye.